Well, welcome to this webinar on supported housing. Well, the Supported Housing Regulatory Oversight Act 2023 has now received royal assent, and it is actually law. Now, you may or may not be aware that it's actually what's known as an enabling act, and much of the work is still to be done to flesh out the details, but the shape of it is already known. Now, the goal of this webinar is to see whether it makes good sense for us to partner together to help you navigate the new regulations. Now, if you're the right kind of client, there's no way we can't position you to successfully thrive in this new regulatory environment and to become fully licensed. Hi there, my name is Leonard Payne, and for the last 17 years I've been a director and trustee, and lately as an advisor to a supported housing charity in the east coast of England. My key responsibilities have been regulatory affairs and legal, and also the setting of rents for our residents. In a few short years, I was able to raise the income from our rents by over 400%. I've been intimately involved with the new legislation and recently was invited to present to a group of local authority housing benefit professionals, sharing a platform with an upper tribunal High Court judge who was a key player in many benefit decisions. Now, regardless of whether we're a good match at this time, I promise your time today will be worth it for the following reasons. Firstly, the introduction of national standards through the new Act presents both challenges and opportunities. By focusing on strong governance and leadership, you'll be in a good place to be classified as a fit and proper person under the new regulations. Secondly, by understanding the intricacies of the licensing process and making informed strategic decisions, you'll be able to position yourself as a credible, accountable, and committed entity in the sector. And thirdly, in a landscape that's rapidly evolving through regulatory oversight, a robust risk management approach is essential. By actively identifying, addressing, and learning from risks, you can ensure your longevity, maintain stakeholder trust, and ensure the well-being of your residents. So those are 3 good reasons, and there'll be much, much more. If, however, you feel that it's right for us to partner together, here is briefly how we can help you move forward with navigating your way through the new regulations. Towards the end of this webinar, I'll give you a link to arrange a no-obligation discovery call to see whether it makes sense for us to help you. Here's the solution we've created that allows us to uniquely help and empower our clients. Firstly, we have a unique onboarding process where we'll seek to understand how your organisation operates. We'll look at the number of units you actually have, your revenue streams, including any allocations for intensive housing management, and your current understanding of the regulatory environment. Secondly, we'll devise a number of training units for your staff and personally lead these workshops as follows. Governance and leadership. The introduction of national standards through the new Act presents both challenges and opportunities. By focusing on strong governance and effective leadership, providers can ensure that they not only comply with these standards, but use them as a platform for service excellence. A key aspect inside the Act is the requirement for providers to be fit and proper persons. This item will leave you well placed in order to achieve this status. B. Licensing and accreditation. Although licensing details are still to be worked out, by understanding some of the intricacies of the process and making informed strategic decisions, providers can position themselves as credible, accountable, and committed entities in the sector. Quality assurance and standards. By taking proactive measures and investing in quality assurance mechanisms, supported accommodation providers can not only comply with national standards, but can set themselves apart as leaders in service quality and excellence in the sector. Planning and expansion. By proactively considering the implications of the Act on planning and expansion, supported accommodation providers can strategically position themselves for future growth, ensuring they continue to serve their communities effectively while remaining compliant with the evolving regulatory landscape. Risk management. In the landscape that's rapidly evolving with regulatory oversight, a robust risk management approach is essential. By actively identifying and addressing and learning from risks, providers can ensure their longevity, maintain stakeholder trust, and ensure the well-being of their residents. Financial management. With proper financial management and strategic foresight, providers can ensure they remain compliant with the Act, while also promoting trust and confidence among their stakeholders. Proper financial stewardship is pivotal in maintaining the organisation reputation and ensuring its long-term sustainability. Stakeholder engagement. By actively involving stakeholders in their journey, providers can provide a strong foundation of trust, collaboration, and shared vision. In the evolving landscape, maintaining robust stakeholder relationships is crucial for long-term success and community integration. Partnerships and collaborations. In the modern landscape of supported housing, fostering synergistic partnerships and collaborations can pave the way for enhanced service delivery, shared resources, and a united front in navigating regulatory challenges. Embracing this collaborative approach will position you and provide you to better serve your communities while optimizing operations. So, the 8-point process. But thirdly, we come to you. This is not done remotely. After the initial onboarding and data gathering process, we come to you for a board level or senior management briefing of 2 to 4 hours, followed, if agreed, by a 1 to 2 day workshop at your premises for selected staff members. By specialising and focusing together in this specific process, it allows us to, firstly, truly understand our client's profile and specific needs, and secondly, to target our advice and training directly to the critical areas in order for you to successfully navigate key targets. But there are some drawbacks. I need to say that we're not the answer for everyone, or in fact for most supported housing providers. This is where we lack in our ability to serve. Although we'd like to help with small-scale providers, sadly it doesn't fit well. So we can only help those providers who have in excess of 20 units. If you're not in that position yet, then maybe our training course would be more appropriate. What can we do and what we can't do? We can lead you through all of this new landscape as I described earlier. Our limitations are is that we can't actually do all the work for you. What we're good at is for training you and advising you to actually put yourself in a good place. We specialize essentially in supported exempt accommodation. Well, if you feel you've heard something here that resonates with you, we may be the right fit. Here is what you need to know. In a few minutes, I'm going to provide you with instructions on how to set up an appointment for us to discuss a way forward and explore a potential partnership together. There's no obligation and no hard feelings on either side if nothing comes of it. And I'll give you some instructions in a few moments. If you aren't sure if this is the best way forward for you, that's okay. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and set an appointment anyway. I'll be giving you some instructions soon. If you're not comfortable yet, consider this. 1. Are you someone who wants to reduce risk as we approach the licensing timing? 2. Is it important to have a second set of eyes look at your strategic decisions? 3. Isn't it important to have an objective look at governance and leadership further? Well, it's highly likely that we can help you focus on these areas, and in a few minutes I'm going to give you some instructions on how to set the discovery call. If you feel that you're not quite ready for it yet, here's 3 areas that I believe you might focus upon. Certainly governance and leadership is going to be very important because there'll be a focus on, are you a fit and proper person? So do consider your governance and leadership. Licensing process, the question will be asked is whether you're a credible, accountable and committed entity, and you may need to do some work in this area. And the third area, risk management. Are you actually robust enough when things get a little bit shaky? They are going to be very interested in this, and I already know that there's been a lot of work in the area of registered providers from the Registrar of Social Housing, who have clamped down a great deal on entities that are not robust enough. The other thing you could do is to contact me anyway and ask about our training course, which is delivered as a series of videos and worksheets which you can conduct in-house. So that's if you're not quite ready yet. Well, just so you know up front, at the end of our consultation, if we both feel good about going together in partnership, our professional fees for our services are $24.95 excluding disbursements. This is what's going to happen. If it sounds good, you can book your discovery call consultation to explore whether it's good to get together. Click on the button, and what will happen next is that we'll get in touch with you very shortly to set up a day and a time for that conversation, and we'll connect either via Zoom or via telephone, and we'll be asking a number of questions from our intake sheet, which I'll be sending you in advance. There are a number of questions about your company, number of units, your visions, etc., and we'll make a recording of that call and send it to you, together with any agreements that we might make. Then, if we agree to partner to get together, we'll place ourselves to understand your situation and prepare a 3 to 4 hour board level or management briefing. That will take place on your premises. And then we will create for you, as explained, a unique 1 to 2 day training for your selected staff. If you're unsure if it makes sense right now to move one step forward with setting up an appointment, here is what to consider. Money? Well, let's consider whether your investment in this consultancy will actually make you money, or save you considerable amounts of money. Book an appointment and we can discuss this. No obligations on either side. Maybe you're asking whether you've got enough time to commit to this. Again, book a free appointment and we can chat about this. You may be wondering whether in fact you're the right fit for this. There are very few people that we cannot help in these matters. Again, book a free discovery call and we can certainly talk about this. Okay, it's okay if you're not ready to move forward now, or even if we do the call. There is no pressure for us to partner together. We are in a particular place where we are fully on top of the new regulatory environment and what supported accommodation providers need to do. We've been asked to consult or to present to many housing benefit professionals and housing providers these features or steps. Now, we're only able to take a very few companies into a working partnership, and time is certainly marching on. You must consider bearing in mind the fast-moving regulatory environment, the cost of inaction compared to the small cost of moving one step forward to better your position. At the moment, we can move relatively fast. So click the button and contact me.